Oh, hey, everybody. I guess I'll make this my last video of the night. I wanted to give you, I don't know if it's cause for hope, but I'll tell you about what I think about what's going on right now, okay? Specifically in the way of jabbing. Now, folks, I know a lot of you won't like what I'm about to do, but it's necessary because of the learning dynamic. A lot of you won't want to believe me or won't want to believe that I know what I'm talking about, but I do. In the late 30s, the idea was born in Adolf Hitler's mind for a final solution for people who he was afraid of and he did not like. And it wasn't just one people, although it was mostly one people. There were others. Gypsies come to mind, and also homosexual men in particular. He had a real problem with them too. Now, at the time, I know this sounds like it's a joke, but it's not a joke, what I'm about to say. They really could not figure out a way to make this final solution. They really didn't know how to go about it, because when you're talking about trying to do something like this, it was extremely difficult for the Germans because it required immense undertaking to do this. And they had to also track down the family lineage, and that's because that's the way that you have to do it if you're going to do that and commit genocide on a people. So they went through quite a few recommendations, and the recommendations were anything from, well, I'll just spare you. There was really, really legitimate ideas put forth to sterilize the men, but then they still had to deal with the women. So they were trying to set up literal booths that they could take men in mass of this particular race or creed or whatever you want to call it, and they wanted to put an end to them that way. That way they didn't have to go through the manpower of eliminating them. But in final conclusion, Adolf Hitler created the final solution, which was to just get rid of them. And no fooling about with trying to sterilize them and all of that. It was just real simple. That's what it's going to come to in and a lot of people aren't going to like this, but I'm going to draw the conclusion on this. I'm going to draw the comparison for you because it's not exactly comparable, but it's somewhat comparable. Now, what happened? Well, it probably went okay for a while until, guess what happened? Somebody had somebody in their family and their wife was half. And they were making very specific rules about this in Germany. And it did not go over well for the husband to see his wife, who was half, taken away. And this is exactly what began happening. As a result, there became friction, although it wasn't enough to stop the juggernaut at the time. It did not stop the Third Reich, but it did put friction into the works. And what happened? Well, you can best believe that people did not like seeing their family members taken away, or their friends that they were friends with, good friends, taken away and killed. Do you understand, folks? Now, how do we draw a comparison with this for now? Well, at the time, back in the early 40s and mid 40s, I'd say, not mid, but early 40s, this became a fever pitch, as you well know, as anybody knows about history. And eventually, it pissed off the wrong people who did have money, who did have an amount of power, and they didn't go for it. And they started to plot assassination attempts against Adolf Hitler. And they did not work. But it wasn't only them. His own officers were also trying to get rid of him as well. Not all of them, some. Because especially the tank commanders, they did not like getting orders telling their brave men, I'm not trying to give them credit to make anyone mad, but they were brave men for the most part. They were told that they had to hold cities down while the Russians surrounded them and slowly suffocated them to death. And those were called fortress cities. And that's the way Adolf Hitler wanted it. And those men were expendable, and they were going to hold down these fortress cities. And the tank commanders didn't like it, especially the big brass tank commanders. Why? Well, use your head. Think about it. You decorated a soldier for bravery, and then you would think that you would be giving him a chance to spare his life, which you'd think that he would have a chance, at least a chance, even if it wasn't a very good one. But it hurt these commanders to think that they were just going to use their soldiers like chessmen or pawns to just be killed and slowly suffocated to death. They didn't like that. The same way you wouldn't like it either if you were in charge. And his tank commanders were oftentimes plotting to kill Adolf Hitler. Not all of them, but some of them certainly did. There's recorded proof of it. How does that relate to our situation now? I know a lot of you are going to be offended by this. I can't help it. I can't help it. It's the only thing I can draw a comparison to that seems to fit somewhat. Not that it fits perfectly. I told you that. Now, they are going after the football players right now, is what I hear. $18,000 fines for breaking rules and so forth. And I guess it's like a double or a quadruple or something like that. If you're not jabbed, then the fines become exceeding, and it's much easier to get fined. That's what I think I took away from that. I'm not sure about that, okay? But I did read that the players that are refusing the jab are getting large fines, okay? Now, some of these players are multimillionaires, and some of them, by the nature of human behavior, will not go along with this. And let's say it's a black person, and you get people who are fining him that are white. It will not go well. I can assure you of this. It's not going to go well. And this is what I was talking about with chess. Right now, the certain three-letter organization is trying to pistol whip with a stiff erection to make the final kill, so to speak. Okay? They're going for the jugular. And what they want is they want to put so much pressure that society itself comes down on these do-batters, okay, who don't want to take a simple jab. So this is what they're trying to do now. And if they tangle with the wrong person who's a multimillionaire and may have some clout, it may cause ripples or it may throw gunk in the works. And this is the only thing that we can have any kind of hope for at this particular point. Why? Because as peons like me or other people, I can't speak for you or anyone else, but peons as in we're just fighting to try to stay alive and live and function. You have people who are quite wealthy who are not going to be so easily intimidated, and particularly if they're a minority. It doesn't have to be black either. I just say it because there are a lot of black players in the NFL. So that will be the final hurdle. Okay? If they get it past them, we're doomed. We're doomed. If they don't, then we have a chance. And this is exactly the way it was, as I told you, in the late 30s and early 1940s. You piss off the wrong people, even when you're in a juggernaut situation where you have massive control with massive amounts of the population, there can be the joker in the bunch. Not that I'm trying to make fun of the people that are coming out about this and resisting. I'm not trying to do that at all. But you'll get a wild card. And the wild card doesn't want to have any part of it. And we'll have to see what happens. You understand? We'll have to see if they form hate to a well-loved football player who just refuses to do it. And we'll see what happens with that. Now, it's a little early right now, but in another month and a half, it won't be so early. It'll be right on time. And we'll have to see what happens. You understand? That's the last hurdle that they have. If that happens, we're done. If it runs into problems, particularly with minority players, look out. Okay? In places like Mississippi and other places that are not taking the jabs with high amounts of jabs, we'll have to see what happens. But I am praying right now. And a lot of you are so stupid that you don't even understand what side to come down on because you have no ability to think. And folks, I'm telling you right now, folks, with what they're doing on this psych op, which it's nothing more to me than a psych op. It can be whatever you want to you. You can be as scared of this as you want. I have zero belief and zero fear. And if you think I'm kidding, you look in my eyes. I have zero fear of this. Unlike you cowards, I have zero fear. And I will tell you this, if I get sick and die, which by the way, many people during the Spanish influenza, many men died. It's just a simple fact. Go look at it. I've got German death cards that will show you. Many men died of the flu. The Spanish flu. So it's possible that I could die. But I will be at peace with myself because at least I would have done what I could to hold on to the posterity for my future people here that will not have to worry about this going any further. Because, folks, you're so stupid, most of you, my subscribers, of course, excluded, that you don't even understand that some of these jabs aren't going to be effective because we're going to have splinters, whatever you want to call it. You understand? And each one of those, by the way, when they tell you, okay, you're going to need one for those too. Now, how many? Well, that's up in the air, isn't it? Use your imagination. And do you think that those are going to be mandatory? Well, you can bet your bottom dollar on it. You know why? Because they're going to whip you mindless idiots up into whatever it is that they think that you fear. and your desire to be a good person. You understand? You want to be a good person, don't you? You don't want to be like one of those anti-people, do you? Don't be like one of them. They're all stupid. Just like fucking Mark the idiot there over in 7-Eleven today. Mark the mental genius who just came out and said, yeah, they're all idiots. They're all assholes. All idiots. Why, Mark? Are you a fucking doctor or are you a lawn man, you stupid fucking retard? I don't care if you're driving a fucking Lamborghini. Huh? How about it, Mark? You want to get into it? You can't get into it. You know why? Because you're so full of yourself that you don't even know when you're fucking have something that you have to say, well, yeah, you're right about that. That would be impossible for you, wouldn't it? Right? Of course it would be. If I asked you, because you think you're so much better than me and you can't even come up to the fucking bottom of my nutsack. You can't even come up to the bottom of my nutsack. If I asked you, where will your patience end? Would it be with them having to inspect your Corvette? Would it be having them inspect your house? Where would it be not okay? That wouldn't even be able to make it into the conversation. Why? Because Mark is so narcissistic and full of himself for no good reason, because he's not smart at all. He's a gullible fool, is what he is. And full of himself. What can I do? These are the kind of people you're dealing with. They're not smart at all. You can even ask them, are you a doctor? They ask me, am I a doctor? Of course, I'm not a doctor. So I'll ask them, are you a doctor? No. Or, if they're not a doctor, they're not a doctor. Do you know what's in it? Huh, Mark? Oh, that's right. You know, right? Yeah. Why? Because you're watching one of your 6 fucking televisions that you told me you have, right? Are you fucking surprised? 6 times as fucking dumb, too. God almighty. Folks, we are so fucked. I mean, fucked. NFL players, they break that, they broke the bank. They're going to carry this through, and they'll be in your homes in a matter of time. It won't take a great deal of time, maybe 10, 12 years or less. They'll be in your house trying to figure out what it is that they're going to need to do to keep everybody safe. Folks, it's unbelievable, and nobody's willing to protect you. I am, and I get nothing for it. Goodbye.